Okay. Chapter 11 test review. Looking at number 1 and 2, bless you. It says name the central angle of the given arc. Now with these on 1 through 4, I want you to label or draw what they give you. Okay, so on here, is this an arc or is this an angle? It's an arc. Okay, so I want us to draw that arc. Now is this a minor or a major arc? Minor. Okay, so draw that arc. It wants to know the central angle of that arc. What's the central angle? It is 2. Okay, so angle 2. So draw what they told you, what they labeled, okay, and then use that to help you. On number 2, is this an arc or an angle? It's an arc. Is it major or minor? Major. Okay, is the order of how you draw it important? Yes. So start at N, go find L, and then end at M. What is the central angle of that major arc? It is 1. Why is major arcs, why do they go opposite? Is 2 look very central? No. And is there anything right here? No. Okay, so remember, major arcs go opposite. Okay, similar with 3 and 4. Okay, this time, what do they give me? Angle or arc? Angle. Okay, so mark the angle in some way. Now, does it say anything in the directions about a major arc? No, so it's looking for the minor arc. What's the minor arc of 2? EF. Yep. Okay, on number 4, it says major arc of 2. So we're dealing with 2. It wants the major arc. What do we know about major arcs? It's opposite of the angle, okay? If it helps, will help first period. Okay, if you draw the minor arc first, you know that the major arc is everything else. Okay, so how can I name the major arc? KLJ, or if you put KIJ, that would work too. So KLJ, or you could put KIJ. Either one. Okay, so start by what they give you, draw it out, and then work from there. Okay, move on to 5 and 6. What were 2 properties of tangent lines that we know? Other than that, what are 2 properties of tangent lines? Yep, they're congruent and they make a right angle. So here, where's my tangent line at on number 5? Is it the 6, the 8, or the question mark?
Question mark.
Tangent line is the one that touches the edge of the circle at one point. So it's right here. That's my tangent line. The angle that is created is right there, that right angle. Okay. For right triangles, how do we find missing sides? What theorem do we use? Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. What do we want to circle? What go together? The 6 and the 8, the legs that are connected to that right angle. Those are your A and your B. Okay, so we have 6 squared plus 8 squared equals C squared. So now we just have to solve. What's 6 squared? 36. 8 squared? 64. And then we still have C squared. What do I do next? Yep, so we get 100 equals C squared. Yep, last step always is to take the square root, so we get C equals 10. Okay, when I take the square root of 100, why is it not square root of 10 and is it just 10? Because you already solved it, right? You already took the square root, so we no longer need that square root there. Okay? All right, on number 6, which line is your tangent line? Which line's the tangent line? It is the question mark. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, you won't have one like this on your test. Okay, it will give you this full side length. Okay, so right here, it gives you the right angle. What go together? The question mark and the 16 go together. Why? Yep, because they're connected to that right angle. Okay, so we're going to use the same formula. It'll look a little different. We have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Plug in what you circled to a and b. So we have x squared plus 16 squared equals 20 squared. Yep. It only gave us half of it here, but we want that whole side length, so I had to double it, okay? Okay, so evaluate 16 squared is 256, and 20 squared is 400. What do I do next? Subtract 256. So we have x squared equals 144. What's my last step? Take the square root. X equals 12. Good. Okay. Questions on 5 and 6? All right. Similar on number 7 and 8, we want to know if it's a tangent line or not. Okay, what theorem are we going to use to determine if it's a tangent line? The same formula, Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so we're still going to use our a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Where is our right angle at? In number 7. Where is it at? It's on A. Yep, it's right here. Remember, find that tangent line and create your right angle. What go together? 7.2 and 9.6. Good. So we have 7.2 squared plus 9.6 squared equals 12 squared. And then evaluate. Don't round until the very end. So keep your decimals. We have 92.16 plus 51.84. And that equals 144. What do I do when I get to this point? Yeah, I'm just going to add them together. I'm going to add this side together. I do get 144 equal to 144. So what does that tell me?
Tangent.
They are tangent. Okay, if they are the same, that means they are tangent. What if we got 120 equals 144?
Not tangent.
Not tangent. Okay? Okay, so here we have two tangent lines. We have this tangent line and this tangent line. What did you say we know about them? They're congruent. What does congruent mean? They're the same. So how can I set this up to solve for x? Set them equal. So take 2x minus 4 equals x plus 1. So now you're just using algebra to solve. So how do I get all the x's on one side? What do I do? I could start by adding 4. Okay. So I'm going to add 4 on both sides. So I have 2x equals x plus 5. Yep, I need to subtract x on both sides. So I'm going to get x equals 5. Okay, and you don't have to worry about plugging it back in or anything or nothing like that. Okay, if you wanted to check if your answer was correct, you could plug it back in to make sure you get the same thing. Okay, questions on that one? All right, let's talk about when we get to 11 through 16. Okay, directions tell us what kind of angles are these. They are central angles. Well, think back on your quiz. What are central angles? What do we know about them? They are the same. They're the same as their arc measures. Okay, so if this central angle right here is 135, what is its arc measure? 135. Okay, so if you want a little clue to look back at, put that they are congruent. Okay, vice versa on number 12, it gives us the arc. Well, what do we know about the arc and its angle? They're the same. So if the arc's 125, the angle is also 125. Okay, now they're all not going to be as direct as those two. Okay, but when we get to number 13, when in doubt, what do we look for? The diameter. Why the diameter? Because it equals 180. Okay, similar to what we did on 1 through 4 on the front, we're going to label what they want us to look for. Okay, so they want us to find angle JKH, so I'm going to draw JKH. They want that angle right there altogether. Okay, do they give us a direct answer? No, so we got to do a little steps to follow. So look for a diameter. Is there a diameter in this picture to help us?
Those two.
Which one's going to help us the most? Jake, is that what you said? JKG? Yep, we're going to use this diameter to help us. Why did you pick that one and not this one? Because it has those angles that we want to look for. Okay? How can I use what we have now? What do we know about a diameter? Diameter is how many degrees? 180. Okay, so I can add what we have. I'm going to take 51 plus 57. That equals 108. And then how can I find this missing part right here? From, yep, take 180 minus 108, and that gives you 72. What did this 72 just give us? Is that our answer? No, that just gave us this empty spot right here. Okay, so we found the empty spot. Now can we find what we want? How? Yep, take 72 plus 51, and that gives us 123. Okay, all right, the next one I want to look at is 16. Want to find the measure of arc UVS. So I'm going to draw it. Is that a major or is that a minor arc? Major. So U, and then I'm going to go to V. Now I'm going to go to S.
You just have them together.
Okay. Do we have everything we need to figure it out? No. What are we missing? Yeah, we're missing this right here. Okay. Does it give us every other part of the circle, though? Okay.
Yeah.
What do we know about the whole circle? 360. So how can we find that missing part? Yep. Yep. Add up all that you know. So 108 plus 47 plus 60 plus 30. So I add up all that we know, which you get 245. And then we subtract that from 360. Yep. Take 360 minus 245. And you get 115. Is that my final answer? No. That gives us what we were missing. Okay. Now, can we find what we were looking for? Yes. Okay. What am I going to add together?
115, 180, and 47.
Yep. So we're going to take 47 plus 108 plus 115. And that's going to give us 270. Okay. So there's two things that can help you. The diameter, because it equals what? Diameter is 180. And then we know all angles add up to 360. Okay, so use those two clues to help you. Okay. Questions on those? All right, let's look at the arc length. Okay, how do we find the arc length? Do we guess? Do we use a formula? We use a formula. Okay. So that formula is as follows. It's arc length equals the measure of the angle divided by what?
360
360
times 2 pi r.
times 2 pi r. So plug in everything. It gives you everything. All you have to do is just use the formula. Okay, so what is the measure of the angle? 270 divided by 360 times 2 pi, what's the radius? 10. Yep, in your calculator you should get 47.1. And what do we label arc length? Meters, yep. Awesome. This time, what kind of angles are we working with? Are they central anymore? No, what are they? Inscribed. Okay, what do we know about inscribed angles?
The arc is bigger by 2.
Right, they're no longer the same. Okay, the arc is bigger by 2. Okay, so on 19, do they give me the angle or the arc? Arc. So if they give me the arc, how do I go back to the angle? Yep, 80 divided by 2, which is 40 degrees. Okay, number 20, what do we know about a quadrilateral inscribed in a circle?
Supplementary.
What are supplementary?
The opposite angle.
The opposite angles. So we have a pair of opposite angles. What does supplementary mean?
Add up to 180.
They add up to 180. So how do we find the missing one? Yep, so take 180 minus 95, and that gives us 85.
Oh, I went on a really roundabout way to solve that one then.
85.
Okay.
Number 21. Okay, use what they give you.
They still work.
Okay, how can I use one of those numbers to help us?
The bigger one.
If we're looking for this,
Oh, 73 times 2.
right, I can use this angle because how do I go from angle to its arc?
Times by 2.
Yep, 73 times 2, which is 146.
Minus that from 360.
Right, so this is 146 here. What do we know about all angles in a circle?
Add up to 360.
They add up to 360. So add up what you have. 105 plus 146, which is 251. And then subtract from 360, which gives you 109. Let's talk about 22 quick. Use what they give you. How can I use this 45?
Times by 2.
Right, it can give us its arc. So we can take 45 times 2 to give us 90.
Minus that from 360.
Careful.
Alright.
Right, why do you say 180? Yep, because it's the diameter. So now we can take 180 minus 90 to give us 90. Number 23 and 24, what kind of lines are those?
Chords.
They're chords. Okay, how do we solve for a missing part of a chord?
Part times part plus part equals part plus part. Or is it times?
Times. Yep, so you're going to take part times part equals part times part. The way you set this up, be careful. Okay, can I put 15 and 9 together?
No.
Why not?
Not on the same line.
They're not on the same line. So if it helps, draw the line. What parts make up this chord?
X plus
9
9.
and x. So we have 9 times x. And then what make up this chord? 6 and 15. Yep. So now solve. We have 9x equals 15 times 6 is 90. And then what's my last step? Divide by 9. We get x equals 10. So making sure you put the correct parts together. Okay. Next topic, let's talk about how to graph circles. I'm going to look at 26. Okay, what are the two most important parts of a circle to graph?
Center.
The center and the radius. Okay, how do I find the center from an equation?
X plus H.
From these numbers, right? Do we keep them the same?
No.
No, they got to flip. So what's their opposite?
Minus 4 less.
Yep, -4 and -4. And then how do we find the radius?
Square root.
Yep, take the square root of this side, which is
9.
3. Now you have everything. Now we go graph. Do the center first, -4, -4. Now, I do not want this to happen. You find the center, and then you just do this.
No.
You cannot do that. Okay? What's the whole point of the radius?
You gotta
Specific length.
Right. Go 3 in each direction. So 3 to the side, 3 up, 3 to the side, 3 down. And then make your circle. Okay? Let's look at another example similar to that. I want to look at number 28. Except you're not going to have any that go random, so I'm going to change this to a 4. Okay? So, two most important parts. Center and radius. What is the center of this circle? There you go. We flip them. 1 and -3. What is the radius if I switched it to 4? 2. Yep. So start with the center. 1, -3. Can I just go like this? No. Okay, what do I do to find the rest? Go 2 in each direction. Yep, and then draw your circle. So now the last section, we're writing our equations. Okay, I want to look at number 31. First, I want to write the formula. Remember that formula you're following is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay, those are the equations that you're using. Here on 31, the center, remember, is our h and k. When we plug it in, what do we have to remember to do?
Flip
the signs, right?
Yep.
So I have x, negative 13 turns to positive 13. Yep, squared, plus, then I have y, positive 5 turns to negative 5 squared equals r squared. What do I put on the other side?
9.
Yep, because we take 3 squared, which is 9. Okay. These picture ones. Let's look at number 33. Remember, two most important parts. What do we look for?
Center.
Center and
Radius.
radius. So what is the center of the circle?
2.
It is that 2 right here. How do I write that as a coordinate?
X0. 1.
0, 2. Yep. And then what is the radius? How can I find the radius?
Count.
Yep. So you count from the
1,
center to
2.
the outside. 1, 2, 3. Radius is 3. Now, that is not my answer. It wants the actual equation. Okay, so how do I write this equation? Is there any number to put with x?
No.
It's
No.
just X squared
So you can just put x squared
plus y.
and then plus y
Minus 2.
minus 2 squared equals,
9.
careful, 9. Remember, square that. Yep. All right. Nice job. Any questions over any of the review?
Not that I know of.
All right.